Yo, welcome to another edition of the GOAT Report podcast. I'm your boy TMan.
And I'm your boy Dre. And then we're gonna have I want to have everybody subscribe, like, comment on our accounts. We got Instagram and YouTube, so check us out. Feel free to, show some love and be interactive. We here.
Most definitely. Well, hey man, we're gonna jump right into it. Of course, man, we just ended another week of the NFL season.
Uh,
Man, what's been your thoughts, big dog?
I wanted to get into what you think the early pick gonna be for the Super Bowl run. Who's looking really good for you right now towards the, at the week we're at?
Man, I got mixed feelings, but if I had to put my money on it, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens at this juncture of the season. Um, Man, I'm just seeing a different Lamar. And I know we saw a great Lamar last year, but last year Lamar didn't really solidify the MVP until after that game. I think it was like the Christmas when they played the San Francisco 49ers and they went into San Fran on Christmas Day, prime time, 8 o'clock Eastern, and just demolished the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
But I think that he's putting an earlier case this year on MVP just by the way he's balling. I know they have the two losses. They did take place at the beginning of the season.
Right.
They lost their first two games. And the first game they lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs by a toenail.
Yeah.
And I think the second game against the Raiders, they played down to the level of competition and it came back to bite them in the end. But ever since then, they've been flawless.
I think they definitely still working out the kinks as far as getting that long run to the playoffs.
Right.
And he's playing a real mature game. You can tell he's scanning the field a lot smoother now.
Right.
He's being more picky about the runs.
Right.
His passes have been a lot more accurate for what I can see this year. So I mean, like he looks really good. It's just that he got to get over that hump. I guess when he actually gets that rematch, or whenever he can play the Chiefs again, because that's who's looking like they're trying to make a run as if they're the Patriots.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty crazy for them right now. What are they, like 7-0 right now?
Six and 0.
6-0.
Yeah. They're 6-0 going into week 7.
Going into week 7, man.
Well, let me ask you, who's like your early Super Bowl pick?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you with the Ravens, man.
Yeah, hands down.
I like the way he's looking right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see Lamar Jackson actually get that ring, man. I want to see him actually like go all the way with it. I don't subscribe to having the same team win every year. That storyline kind of gets played out. We've seen it with, not to switch sports, we've seen it with the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it with the Lakers three-peat. Now they all good for y'all cities and stuff like that, but it's just like you want to be able to have that level of competition.
Facts.
That you like, okay, we don't know what's going to happen in this game.
Parity is important.
For sure.
Parity is important for a sports fan. You know, I'm 100% with you, and I'm gonna be honest. The only person that can take down Patrick Mahomes is Lamar.
Oh yeah.
The world is depending on Lamar to take them down, man.
Yeah.
And so yeah, of course, we both agree that Baltimore is our early picks. But now are they gonna cash in when it counts? Because I think Lamar's record against Pat Mahomes is one out of 7 meetings. I think he's 1-6, if I'm not mistaken, in his head-to-head matchups with Patrick Mahomes. He's only beat him once. And last year was extremely disappointing. I mean, Lamar, that was your Super Bowl right there.
Yeah.
Y'all beat the Chiefs. I wholeheartedly feel like you're going to handle the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just by the way y'all beat them down on Christmas.
Yeah.
Y'all showed that y'all not on our level. And I honestly felt after that Christmas game when they did that to because the San Francisco 49ers were working on all cylinders last year.
Yeah.
At one point, I had them as my Super Bowl favorites. But when I saw that game with Baltimore versus San Fran on Christmas Day, and I saw what that defense made Brock Purdy do, I think he had like 4 interceptions that game.
Right.
I saw how Lamar just diced up their defense. And I was like, yes, Baltimore gonna win it this year.
Yeah, yeah.
And just to know that the Chiefs had their worst year since they've had Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, along with Andy Reid as the coach, they still won that year.
Yeah.
And that was demoralizing. I'm like, Lamar, that was your chance, man.
Yeah. Take it all away, man.
Take it all the way. Y'all were the number one seed in the NFL.
That was pretty disappointing to see.
Right.
Especially with all that talent that he has.
Right.
It's just like, and I'm hoping it's not a repeat this year with that. But I think he has the confidence. I feel like it's a different player this year. I think he's gonna figure it out, man.
So do you think? Okay, let me ask you this. We can, at this juncture of the season, I definitely feel like Kansas City is going to end up with home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, right?
Right.
See, unlike last year, Baltimore had home field advantage and y'all still lost.
Yeah.
Do we, because I know we have them, they look the best at this point of the season.
Right.
But Kansas City is undefeated. So in Baltimore, you have 2 losses. So if I had to guess, you're going into Arrowhead if you were to meet in the playoffs. Because I don't see Kansas City going on a losing streak, especially with the new acquisition of what's his name, man?
What, Derrick Henry?
Not Derrick Henry. Kansas City just got the wide receiver
Kansas
from Tennessee.
D-Hop.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
That's huge for them.
Right.
Hollywood Brown is still scheduled to come back. Isaiah Pacheco is still scheduled to come back, and they're going to come back near the end of the season. So more than likely, you should have them healthy for the playoffs. So do you think Lamar with Derrick Henry? Yeah. And with I think their defense has took a decline from last year. Do you feel like they can go into Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, things get a little bit scary when you talk about playoffs and the Chiefs. I feel like it has that effect where we all that the storyline is gonna be in their favor. And I don't want to say no matter how well they play that they won't win. I just feel like the odds is against them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those players that they get back on Kansas City, man, that's gonna make a big impact because we've seen them go basically undefeated without them.
Mm-hmm.
So we bringing in those guys back in at the part of the season where we need them the most. That doesn't decline the chemistry they already have. So I mean, it's going to be a scary look. I want to say I'm still going to rock with the Ravens just because I love a good underdog story.
Right.
So I'm gonna say Ravens. I think he's gonna pull it off. It'll be even sweeter, excuse me, if he gets this off with all those players, man. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I want to get in. I want to see the suspense. I want to be in the edge of my seat, man.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sticking with Ravens.
Right. Because see, I also think Josh Allen, you got opportunity with Amari Cooper. I already had a well-balanced offense. Yeah. You have not turned the ball over. I think Josh Allen had 0 interceptions on the season.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
They're playing through the running game.
Because you need both. You need a strong running game regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
They have young receivers, but they needed that go-to receiver.
Right.
Give me Amari Cooper, one of the best route runners in the NFL. Since he's came out of, first of all, we already know Alabama produces big time receivers.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But getting Amari Cooper was huge because you lost Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
For essentially, what? Nothing.
Yeah.
You went and got Amari Cooper. So, not to get too much on that, I think Josh Allen is someone we need to watch out too. Because I think he could shake something up with Baltimore. I could see Josh Allen beating Baltimore and then us possibly having the Chiefs versus Bills AFC showdown too.
Yeah.
So we going to
be able to level the competition right there. The Bills did play the Ravens, but the Ravens took that game.
Right.
So to see the Bills be able to perform against the Chiefs, that will that'll give us a lot of information about who's really going to take it all the way this year.
Right. So do you think Lamar could be the Patrick Mahomes what Eli Manning was to Tom Brady? And just to give the viewers some context, Tom Brady, what they went 16-0, and all they had to do was win the Super Bowl, and they would have completed
undefeated season.
an undefeated, perfect, flawless season back in 2007. And since my boy Dre is a New Yorker, go ahead and tell him what Eli Manning did twice, starting with that almost perfect season.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most memorable things as a Giants fan, and be able to see an upset like that for one, because we all know who everybody was really rooting for. I've seen a lot of supposed New York fans before turn into Patriots fans, because of that series that they had with those two Super Bowls. And it was a beautiful sight to see, I tell you that. It's like I said, I love a good underdog story. And that's what solidified even more my love for the Giants. So that's what's getting me through this tough season right now.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So if this turns out where Lamar actually takes the cake, man, and goes all the way, I'm gonna love to see it. Even though I'm not from Baltimore, yo, that's gonna be a good look.
Right.
Get some fire under Patrick Mahomes. Maybe next year we get a little pricey. You know what I mean? Between them for sure. Yeah, you gotta have some good superstar matchups.
Because let's be honest,
Yeah.
a three-peat, almost perfect season, you lose either one, that's just as heartbreaking as the other.
For sure.
I mean, literally, Tom Brady, them, y'all was about to go 17-0 with the chip. Randy Moss was going to have a chip.
Yeah.
And Eli Manning just, with that pass, man.
Took it all the way out the way.
That helmet pass.
And that's what's crazy, too, is like nothing about our game is, I want to say, beautiful.
Right.
Like it's not like a symphony like how it is with Tom Brady.
Right.
You know what I mean? That man was a robot. Like he can get the ball anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Eli just, you can tell he was the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the Bizarro, I guess, Superman. Like you just like, you know what I mean? He was just complete opposite of Tom Brady, but he got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
We also had some decent receivers as well. So yeah, helmet catch that.
Yeah. But then y'all beat them again in 2011, man. That's when the Patriots, they had Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski, the two tight end set offense. And man, I'm gonna be honest, I remember y'all had Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz as your wideouts. Right. You had NASCAR. Remember y'all called y'all D-line NASCAR? Yeah. They was getting after the quarterback that year. So look.
Big business for that was the G-Man right there. That was Big Blue right there.
Yeah.
So it was good to see that, man. On both things. And we always been like a defensive prominent team.
Right.
For sure. It definitely created a lot of our offense too.
Right.
It's just yeah, man. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Well, look, I definitely think, to me, in the AFC is going to be a three-team in a possible race. If I had to pick, like I said, I'm going with Baltimore first, Kansas City, Buffalo, then Houston. I think CJ Stroud, I don't know I think he can take out one of them. I don't know if he can go all the way. I know he will be in the Super Bowl very soon.
Right.
Especially with the team that they're building around him. If Stephon Diggs can just accept the fact that, you're third behind Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Just accept your role. And I think Houston, in these next couple of years, I feel like, man, they might have a window of opportunity to capture a Super Bowl. I believe in CJ Stroud that much. Okay. He's a gamer. Yeah. And he has the talent to take out any one of them.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. But I also want to get your opinion on this. So, again, at this point of the season, who's been your biggest disappointment?
Okay, so we gonna let me see who I got here. So my biggest disappointment is my home team. Funny that we talk about their winnings and their great stories behind them, but like this shit, what is going on, man?
Right.
We giving this dude another shot. Who gives a quarterback like this all these years, then re-signs them and expect a different result? just because you changed a couple pieces in the O line.
Right.
Like the guy doesn't have he has the stature, he has the ability to move. We've seen him be a good fullback or running back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he could take a hit, but we don't need our quarterbacks taking hits, and we need a quarterback that's gonna get an accurate and readable pass to the receiver and just get us a touchdown running offense. Like we can't be getting stopped at the goal line every time we on the offensive line, man. This shit is just it's crazy. I need a 7. I don't need a 3. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who's making it worse? It's like, yo, you can't even finish out. So it's just all those closeouts that we getting, interceptions. It's like it's almost like he wants to get the other team the ball, man. It's disappointing, and he shows signs of he's capable enough to perform. But it's just like other times, it's like, dude, man, it's like his brain is not even there.
Right.
Or he's like, his confidence, I guess, is being lost. But I feel like we need to give somebody else a chance now. It's been long enough. I think it's his 5th year this year.
Right.
However they got to do it, bench him, find some way to trade him. But we need to switch up, man.
Yeah.
And I heard we about to lose Darius Slayton, man. I don't know, man. Shit getting crazy out here. Pittsburgh Steelers been looking at him, man.
Dang.
So I don't know. I saw some articles about it. I'm just like, yo, you can't take Slayton. Give him a chance to get a quarterback first.
Right.
So, yeah.
Steve, man, listen. What made me so mad about the New York Giants, can you imagine y'all got Malik Neighbors and Darius Slayton on the other end?
Which was concerning, too, because he had got that concussion. I think it was a game 1 or 2. He had got hit. But, he came back. He's still good. He's good. He's a young guy. He bounced back. It was just like, dude. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, so y'all drafted both of them. Y'all was going to get them regardless. I mean, you drafted Malik Neighbors. Y'all were gonna get Malik Neighbors no matter what Saquon Barkley did.
Right.
Y'all should. First off, Daniel Jones is just basically telling y'all paid the wrong dude. Saquon made him look that good that year, along with the head coach. That was the same head coach that helped Josh Allen take the next step in his professional journey. Man, he took that next step under what's your coach's name?
Brian DeBoll, man.
Right, Brian Daboll.
Daboll, yeah.
I believe he was the offensive coordinator of the Bills.
Yeah.
When Josh Allen had that huge year. So clearly you have a quarterback speaker.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, that year was not a part of you. That was not who you were. That was not a true reflection of you. You had a lightning in the bottle year. Saquon Barkley made that offense what it was. Yeah. And can you imagine Daniel Jones with Saquon, with Malik Neighbors, with Darius Slayton? Man. Can you imagine them together? Yeah. Like then because first off, you wouldn't need Daniel Jones to be dynamic.
At all.
See, y'all have put him in a position where you're depending on him to be your savior. Y'all let the best running back in the league go, and then you let him go in the division to your rival.
And a direct rival at that. And then the Eagles, man, it's like, I don't know whoever's in that front office, man, or organization, but they need to sit down. They need to sit down and just find out what exactly the problem is, because you're seeing clearly how Saquon performed that year alone. He was the offense for that entire year.
Right.
He got injured and affected us directly because he was our offense. So I just don't understand, man. I don't know. Somebody must know Daniel Jones' family and some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, who the fuck gives a fuck? And then why are we going to Duke for a quarterback?
Exactly.
Who does that?
Exactly.
That's the first time I've ever heard some shit like that. Who goes to Duke for a fucking quarterback? So
what teams do? Who do y'all play? I know it's not. I know you don't play a lot of SEC teams. So why am I even going there to look for a quarterback?
Whose idea was this? They must have thought he was going to be Eli or something. I don't know, man. Like,
Duke is known for basketball, not superstar quarterbacks.
How many other colleges in the South, just in the South alone, you could have picked a quarterback from?
Right.
A backup on one of them college teams would have been better than what I've been seeing from Daniel Jones right now.
Right.
And, and it's concerning too, because it's like you have a fan base that continually shows out for that stadium, for MetLife, that come out to see MetLife.
And y'all travel.
And we travel, and then you paying hundreds of dollars for these tickets to be having a disappointing season like
Yep.
this, and he's getting paid a fucking re-sign.
Mm-hmm.
He getting a bag while I'm losing it to come see
Mm-hmm.
y'all. See this dude, this shitty play.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. So yeah,
And you said something. Every great drive by Daniel Jones only turns into 3 points. I rarely see him cash in the end zone.
Man.
And if the game, and that, you know how many times, like the game has been right there for the taking, but he could not make the game winning plays.
Right.
He does not make game winning plays. And yeah, man, it's time to go. I would believe in him more if Saquon was in that backfield with what they had. And I hate that things didn't work out with the Giants and Darren Waller. I know he was going through some mental issues, but I think he was, which is why he retired. But dude was a baller for the Raiders, man. Like I was a huge Darren Waller fan.
That was a good pick for us, man.
Yeah, it was. So I'm just thinking, man, what if they could have kept him, kept Saquon Barkley, and
had Neighbors.
You could deal with Daniel Jones because you wouldn't need much from him.
And I would stress the defense because who are you gonna really guard like
exactly.
that? You can't double team each one of those receivers.
You can't.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Darren Waller, he's a big dude. He was pushing him over the top.
Right.
Neighbors is really, you know what I mean? He's a fast guy. So it's just like, it's a Quan, you know he can go to the out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Close to that out of bounds. You want to get a quick timeout or whatever. He's definitely gonna get you a quick 5-10 on the receiving. Do the same running. He might give you fucking 30 or 40. That's the problem. It's like every time I talk about it again, it just get
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, no.
Yeah, you know, so whoever's calling the shots up there, relax.
Most definitely.
Relax. So who do you feel your disappointment is this year?
Man, the New York Jets have made me look silly this year, man.
Oh man. We can't get out of New York with this shit.
You know, hey, I'm telling you. Of course, man, you know, I'm a huge Falcons fan. That's my number one team, but the Jets was my AFC team. And they've been my favorite AFC team really for the last 3 years because of that defense.
Yeah.
I'm a big Sauce Gardner believer and a big believer in Quentin Williams. You know, they got CJ Mosley, DJ Reed. Man, they did get Hassan Reddick signed.
Yeah.
One of the best edge rushers from Philadelphia from last year. I hate that it took this long. You knew the man wanted his money. So if you're going to trade for him, can you have a contract ready so he could come into training camp with a fresh slate?
Get it done.
With dogs on that defensive line.
Man.
Quentin Williams' little brother at the linebacker position with CJ Mosley. You got Sauce Gardner locking up a whole side of a field with one of the best safeties, DJ Reed.
You got all the pieces, man.
You got all the pieces. But you trade for him, but you don't pay him. Like he showed y'all he wanted his money with Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He left. He did not want to be there anymore.
Right, yeah.
And y'all traded for him and y'all are delaying what you know you're going to have to do. Y'all traded pieces away to get him.
Right.
So why would you not sign him? You lost stuff to get him.
Yeah.
You know how important of a year this is. Aaron Rodgers is on borrowed time in the NFL.
That's a fact. He already lost a whole year because of the injury.
Exactly.
And now some of these games are showing like he might still be a little hurt.
He definitely is not as mobile.
Yeah.
Anytime he sees a pass rush, get that like extremely close to him, he's going down.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not even trying to roll out the pocket. Aaron Rodgers was not just a pocket passer. He was one of the best passers out of the pocket as well.
Right.
He knew how to go back and look at his plays where he's rolling out of the pocket, throwing the ball deep, rolling out of the pocket, getting the first downs.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers was extremely hard to catch, along with being the best passer in the NFL. So you had that great defense. Right. And we already knew, man, last year, if you just put a competent quarterback in place, the Jets are going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
They have had a top 5 defense, if I'm not mistaken, the last 3 years. The last 3 years.
And then losing in games like this.
Losing games like this because of play calling. You know, Robert Saleh, y'all scapegoated that man. Yeah. He was known as a defensive coach. He was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers when they got to the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes that first meeting.
Right, right.
That first matchup when Jimmy Garoppolo was at quarterback. So y'all knew he was a defensive coach coming in.
Right.
Well, his defense has been top 5 in total defense the last 3 years.
Right. So how do you get rid of a coach that already knows how to stop the ball?
Exactly. The organization is the one, okay, Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He has cachet. You know, you're going to have to capitulate to a lot of his requests and demands. He wanted to bring someone who literally just got fired after being the coach for 1 year in Denver. This is the man calling plays.
Right.
This is the defense is holding other offenses in the NFL under 18 points per game. They are doing their job, meaning Robert Saleh is doing his job in that defensive coordinator.
Right.
But y'all fire Robert Saleh, but you don't fire Nathaniel Hackett. Y'all demoting that Nathaniel Hackett. I'm sorry, you're an offensive coordinator that gets demoted. You get fired.
Yeah.
But y'all leaving him on the staff in some type of capacity.
And that's
But y'all let Robert Saleh walk, and now the defensive coordinator is a first-time interim head coach, and he's having to still deal with the defense and the whole team.
Which is going to pretty much unravel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're 2-5, and Aaron Rodgers. You have had turnovers in the most critical junctures of each of these games, which has turned the whole complexion of the game around.
Yes, they were both. I believe they were both in the second half.
They were. Matter of fact, was it because the game in London when he threw that? I think that back shoulder pass to Mike Williams, knowing that Mike Williams is not that type of receiver, especially coming off of that ACL injury. And Minnesota picked it. You lost that game. You would have won it if you would have scored a touchdown. You was in. You were close into their end zone.
That red zone shit get hot, but it's just like, yo, and that's what I don't understand. But that goes back to us talking about how mobile he hasn't been because of the injury. And then it's looking like he may be a little past his time because the older you get, the harder it is to repair or bounce back from these injuries. So it could take a mental toll as well.
Right.
So now with a head coach getting fired that they needed, then you got your boy in there who ain't really doing what he's supposed to be doing. So who's really calling the plays out there?
Right.
Then now he might be feeling like, okay, well, maybe I can do this on my own so my guy can stay. But then you're not reading the defense as well as you should. You still need that a good offensive coordinator's presence.
Right.
So it's just like I feel like it's falling apart over there on the Jets side, man. They might just You don't really want to rebuild with that team after all the moves y'all already did.
You don't. It's a win now situation.
Exactly.
You've given a lot of. Well, I mean, you gave some draft picks away to get Devontae Adams. You just signed Reddick. But again, man, even like dating back to the game on Sunday, y'all were up. What was the score? 6-15. You had just stopped them. You're going to have the ball last if you don't turn the ball over, meaning you're possibly going to get, more than likely you're going to get a field goal, but there's going to be opportunity for you to score before going into the half.
Right.
Then the Jets get the ball back first after halftime. You had the perfect setup to win that game.
Right.
That game would have, and think about it, you got New England. That would have gave you so much momentum going into this game. Now you talking. Yeah. Now you're talking about going on a possible playoff run, getting into the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. You're up 6-15 with a little over a minute left in the first half. And you get the ball back first at the halftime. You throw an interception at the 50-yard line. They end up scoring before the end of the half.
Right.
And it went from 6-15 with that scenario, and I think they lost like 16-37.
15-37.
15-37.
Yeah, just off a point. And then also we had to look at the transition from Russell Wilson being injured to him actually coming back and performing well.
Right.
So now we're looking at another situation happening right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Holy shit, Russell Wilson has his bag. He's back in his bag. What does it look like for the Steelers now this season? Yeah. So it's just like, instead of y'all being the guys that was supposed to get it done this year, y'all making every other team y'all play look like they should be in y'all spot. So I don't know, man. It's looking real rough with the Jets right now.
Yeah, I don't see a scenario where they can win string enough games, you have to almost be flawless now. You already got 5 losses on the season, and you're not even halfway.
Nope.
Like you're not even halfway there.
Because they had, see, so now who they play? Okay, so they got an easy game this week. They're supposed to be able to beat the Patriots. They won
Right.
6.
But that is a divisional game, and
That's true.
y'all did beat them first. You know, usually divisional games they split.
So they at least get that done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They play the Texans right after that. You know that we already know how that's gonna go.
That's a possible. It's highly. They better hope I think Nico Collins on IR. They better hope he's still on IR. They better hope Nico Collins is on IR because if he's not,
the game after that.
they're gonna. Where they play that game? Is it in Houston?
They play. Shoot, let me see. I believe it's in Houston.
It's in Houston.
Tickets. Yeah, because no, they play home. Just got home.
Okay.
So
That could work in their
yeah,
favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be in their favor, that home crowd,
Right.
Hearing that, maybe it gets some motivation under them, but
right. Because then don't they have one more game after that before their bye week?
Yeah, they have the Cardinals.
They have to go 3-0 to make the playoffs, without a doubt. They have to go into the bye 5-5.
Yeah.
They have to. If they lose, I think if they lose any one of these next 3 games, their season is definitely over.
It's done. And that's what we're going to be looking at now. But the thing is that, okay, like you said, yeah, if they need to get momentum from this Patriots game.
For sure.
That's the first game of the day, one of the first games of the day. So we need to see how that's going to look. But that momentum has to get them past the Texans, man. And and for me, it looks like I don't know if they could pull that. So
I definitely think what's going in their favor is a home game, and Houston's best receiver is out. So I think I have a lot of faith in the Jets secondary when they're healthy. I really rock with their defensive linemen and linebackers, but I'm noticing, man, they can't stop the run. I know Hassan Reddick is coming, but he's just strengthening what you're already strong at, which is pass rush.
Right.
But they need somebody to help stop the run. I mean, they can't stop the run.
Yeah.
I mean, running backs have a field day against it, and I'm not understanding it. But I guess they're like Dallas. Dallas is a pass rushing team. Yeah. They can't stop the run either. Teams have field days on them as well. So I think that's the weakness in their defense. They can't stop the run.
And that's a pivotal part of the defense, though, that you should be able to stop that run. Because if you can get a guy that can run through your defensive line and get you a quick 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 yards every rush, that's a scary sight.
Right.
They can only get a few plays. They can get them in field goal range and be able to get a kickoff, an easy 3 if they can, if they can't make it down and they 3rd and out. If they try to pass. So it's like this is a situation like, damn, I can't stop the ball on the ground. He got to go through your defensive line. Yep. Somebody got to close the gap. Man, it's
yeah. I mean, so yeah, I'm just not as strong. They get me a little mad too, man. Because like y'all have had the most hype out of any NFL team the last 2 years, easy. Last year, they were on hard knocks, and unfortunately, I know you couldn't have planned for that, but Aaron Rodgers tears his Achilles. Well, this year, man, y'all just didn't put the right people in place, man. You should have had Hassan Reddick signed and ready to go into training camp right when you traded for him from Philadelphia. Nathaniel Hackett should have never been the offensive coordinator. I'm sorry, Aaron, but your boy was awful as a head coach. I know you had MVP seasons with him being the play caller in Green Bay, but since he's left Green Bay, he was awful that first year in Denver. I know that they lost Aaron Rodgers the first season with the Jets, which was his first season as the Jets offensive coordinator, but you showed no glimpses of hope with your offensive play calling last year. And then this year, I mean, look at the offense. It's basic. It's straight up the middle with what's their running back's name, man?
Oh shoot.
Um, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I just had to do it too. All right, let me get back to it. But yeah, man, that's
Yeah, it's straight up the middle running
yeah.
plays. I mean, even Garrett Wilson said there's no creativity in our play calling. You know, look at the down year that Garrett Wilson is having. He was supposed to be one of the
Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall.
Yeah.
You know, you're just giving it to Bryce Hall up the middle. No
And luckily
creativity.
he's as athletic as he is. He's a fast dude, but it's just like, yeah, if there's no
Right,
creativity, you run it through the middle, you get a good fucking defensive line. All you gonna do is get what 1, 2 yards
right.
if he's really pressed. Like
Right. You can even use him as a, give him some routes. He's like he's
yeah,
a good pass catcher
yeah,
as well for a running back. Like,
yeah.
get creative. Get him, some type of spread offense, man. Get him from
Mhm.
behind the quarterback.
Yeah.
Get him into the open field. At least, man, they can dunk with the running back in the intermediate part of the field, man.
Mhm.
Break some of them yards up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, get those 2nd and 5s,
And then
those 5-yard dump offs to Bryce Hall.
boy, they gotta think about this shit like that because if y'all keep getting like you said, they got 3 games to win. So
Hmm.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm worried about that Texas game.
Yeah, that's their biggest challenge before the bye. And don't sleep on Arizona either.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
cannot sleep on
yeah.
Kyler Murray. They're one of those teams. They're not good, but they're not sorry. They can just as much as they can lose to you on a Sunday, they can beat you as well.
Right, right.
So, man, listen, this is their season. This 3-game stretch right here before the bye is their season. They have to go into the bye off of 3 consecutive wins.
Mm.
Um, man, also, I got to get into my Falcons. That's my home team. Um, Falcons, don't let your foot off the gas either just because Chris Godwin is out, for the year and Mike Evans is more than likely going to be out for this game. Go ahead and get that fourth division win. You'll be 4-0 in the division with this win. And more than likely, you have a chance to finish out the season with an undefeated divisional record. Because if the Falcons win tomorrow,
Right.
we've already beat Tampa in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And if we beat them tomorrow, we'll be 4-0 in the division with 2 more games left with Carolina in our house and the Saints in New Orleans, and both of those teams are weak.
Right.
So go ahead and handle your business tomorrow. Do not play down to the level of competition.
Right.
Listen, Falcons, we got to make this playoff run.
Just stay strong.
Just
Man.
stay strong.
I got it, man. 3-0, like you said, 3-0 division.
Yeah.
Y'all 2-0 away, so you can play it anywhere else. So that's not the
Right.
problem. You know what I'm saying? Everything else playing at home is just butter. But y'all playing away well. Yeah, 3-0 in the division. Just I want to see it. You know what I mean? I want to see
Yeah.
it too. I feel like y'all owed some payback after that Super Bowl run, man. So
For sure. I mean, we haven't even been to the playoffs since 2017. Like,
yeah,
it's been a drought. It's been a little drought, man. So, yeah, go in there and handle your business. Y'all should be able to win this game. They don't have Mike Evans and they don't have Chris Godwin.
right.
So we'll definitely see.
See how that goes, man.
Hmm.
I got okay. So we had the first. I guess it's not been a full week yet, but basketball started back.
Hmm.
So as far as popularity is concerned, who do who's a good look for you right now? As far as like, who do you think after the first game this week is going to look good towards middle of the season? And that's a bold thing to ask, but it's just like
Hmm.
how do you feel after seeing what you saw the first week?
I'm gonna go with the Lakers.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone knows I'm a huge LeBron fan. But I like what I'm seeing for other reasons.
mm.
I'm a huge fan of that JJ Redick.
That Gigi Redick offense.
Their offense looks completely different. It's fluid. They're
Yeah,
going through AD. LeBron has came off the ball more, which I think he should do anyways. Go back to how you played in Miami.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
up off the ball, man.
And then he doesn't have to direct the offense like
Exactly.
y'all playing through AD now. Exactly.
Exactly.
Playmaker mentality now.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of fast breaks coming out of
Mm-hmm.
that offense.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is still running like he's lightning. Like
For
this dude
sure.
is 40 years old.
For
He's
sure.
beating out 25-year-olds down the court, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the fact that he has that level of athleticism at this
Mm-hmm.
age,
Mm-hmm.
with that playmaker offense that he's getting from JJ Redick,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't put a lot of pressure on LeBron. He has
Right.
even more longevity than he's already had.
Right.
Man, it's the Lakers look good this year. I would go front, bro. Like
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
The key for them is to get to a strong start. So
Yes.
when you get towards the middle and latter part of the season, you could kind of rest LeBron and AD a little more. You have to get out to a fast start. That's how they won that year back in 2020. People forget before the pandemic put the season on the halt, the Lakers was the number one team in the West.
Yeah, yeah.
They would have, and when they went into the bubble, they won the whole championship.
Right.
So yeah, that championship counts.
Yeah,
they were the best before they even went.
Right.
Before it was the stoppage in play.
Disqualification of a chip just because
Right.
it was in a bubble. A bubble. Like a stadium is what make it. It don't matter what court you ball on. If you balling against that team, it's still a game. It's valid.
Was it an even playing field?
Come on, it was a basketball court, so it's no choice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all,
right.
Just because everybody didn't get to go home to that specific court. Just like in the Super Bowl, you gotta play at a level ground.
Neutral site.
A neutral site. That's it. Like what we talking about here. No matter where you play, as long as you get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And I do agree with you. The Lakers do look I like the fact that I feel like Kevin Durant is a great player.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody fucking with Braun.
They're not, bro.
I don't understand how people have the argument that KD is it KD or Braun.
Right.
No.
Right.
It's just Braun. That's it.
Yeah.
So a lot of that, I feel like the Lakers is gonna look good. I'm glad they did it to the Phoenix Suns, that they established dominance.
Right. Yeah.
We're those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This year.
KD, to me, at this point in his career, is just a great scorer. I don't think he doesn't impact the game in ways that LeBron is the greatest Swiss Army knife the NBA has ever seen.
I like that.
He does everything.
Yeah.
He does everything. And now AD, I think AD is number one is mad he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year last year and they gave to Rudy Gobert for fourth year. I mean, AD has always been a defensive monster, but on offense, man, AD has one of the smoothest games. In my opinion, a healthy AD is the best big man in the league.
Oh, yeah.
To me, just because of what he does on both ends. How, like, you feel AD's presence on the game.
Yeah.
His defensive presence alone. But when AD is clicking on all cylinders on offense, with LeBron, the Lakers can't be beat. And I love that you finally have a coach that is saying, no, we're going through AD. AD, you are the number one option.
Right.
You are the 30-year-old superstar.
Right.
LeBron, we just need you to be special in the playoff. We need you to do what you do throughout the course of the regular season.
Right.
And we need you ready to go in the playoffs. When we all know LeBron thrives the best.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With an AD, with a team that's clicking, man. I love the connect pick up.
Because he's a pass first year, for sure.
Right. I love the connect draft from Tennessee. The sharpshooter. I love that pickup for them.
Yeah.
I like Austin Reeves with the ball in his hands more.
He's definitely been facilitating like JJ Redick needs him to, man.
For sure.
And the fact that he had a little flavor to him too, man. Like especially with the way he throw his passes and stuff like that. It's not like just a generic point guard. Like he sees everything. He's good in transition. He knows how. It looks like during that time, I guess they training camp before the season started, they did practice a lot of playing off the ball for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? It seems like a shared effort with them, man. The Lakers look like it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I like moving LeBron around more. It's harder I think it's harder to defend him when you're just not letting him operate at the top of the key with the ball directing the offense. Yeah, you're great at that, but I feel like the offense runs smoother when you use LeBron the way Miami did.
Yeah.
With D Wade and Bosh. He was playing off the ball a lot. He was getting easier buckets.
You know, it would have been more electrifying too because if you think about it, you got look, we think his weight, whatever.
Right.
He 300 pounds to me. You
basically
300 pounds, 7 foot man.
Yeah.
Off a run, off the ball with a
Man,
bounce pass or an alley?
right,
Who's we don't have anybody to stop that.
right.
Nobody on any team has anybody to stop that.
And
So,
playing in the post. He played in the
oh
post a lot
come
in
on,
Miami.
man.
How you gonna stop LeBron that close to the basket?
Dude, and he has every kind of shot in his bag.
He does.
Sky hook, jump shot. He could fade away. He could turn around. He
Yep.
could just back you in and then dunk on your shit. So
Hmm.
it's like, dude, even at his age, he's a scary
Yeah.
fucking player, man.
Yeah.
So it's just the league's never gonna be the same without him, man. When the
Nah.
day he decides to retire, it's gonna be scary. But I seen where they said that Bronny's gonna be going in between the G League and the actual regular season games for the NBA. I mean, I don't know if it's his confidence. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have the talent, but I do feel like whatever it is, they have to figure it out before they get halfway this year, this season. Because I don't know, man. But even for you to have to feel like you have to throw him down there to G League for a little bit, but if he gets it right, which I hope he does, and he ends up playing, because I don't think he scored any baskets that first game against Minnesota.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he didn't.
yeah,
I think they wanted to go ahead and get that out the way.
yeah.
Okay.
Got the first game, man. Boom, you
Right.
felt it. They got it. You know, what I mean, he got his little experience and all that.
Mhm.
But I know they waiting for the game in Cleveland to be able to bring him back. They have to do that. Like, come on.
Right.
They're gonna honor that LeBron, even though you're not playing for Cleveland. They're gonna definitely okay, you brought your son. It's lit.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, if I was a father and I could be able to do that, I'd do the same shit too.
Oh, most definitely.
Right. You can't never say, man,
Right.
I got my son drafted to my team.
Right.
Playing with me.
Nepotism is real and it's everywhere.
And it should be more, it should be shared more. It shouldn't be
Right.
just everybody has to build everything up from the ground. You should be able to pass that legacy on, you know what I mean? Whether he decides to stay in basketball or not. Y'all share that moment together. You know what I'm saying? So for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would have preferred, I don't have no problem with you getting him drafted from, and it's like I don't really like to say this because shoot, I still want my son to get a contract too. Hey man, can y'all throw $7 million to my son?
Yeah, come on.
But at the same time, man, I just feel like I think the backlash from the public is they don't feel like Bronny earned it. On top of that, I think people could have dealt with it better if, he got drafted but was sent to the G League. The fact that he's has a roster spot on the lake, he's taking up a roster spot.
Right, right.
No, I think that's people like if I'm a father, hey, deal with it. My son gonna get this $7 million. I'm gonna set my son up if I'm able. I'm LeBron James. I'm gonna get my son paid, regardless of what y'all think. But from our side, it just would have been. I think it was easier for people to stomach it if you drafted him, but sent him to the G League and he's on your G League development. He still gets to be in LA with his family. Look, keep my son on this G League team until he's ready to get a call up. Yeah. That's how I think people could have took it if LeBron had played it like that. But hey, we're gonna leave it at that, man. We're not gonna count other people's pockets, but we would have did the same thing for our son.
Come on, man. I'm just look, it is what I completely understand LeBron, man. Like, yo, fuck that. I gave y'all 20 years of my life. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all talk crazy to me when I went to Miami. Y'all seen what I did. I came back with a chip at home. Then came with a chip in LA. Like, who the fuck is you to tell me I can't bring my son? Look at it. Right. Shit, bro. Like, fuck you talking? I put in the work.
Exactly.
And I'm the most. I scored the most. I'm over 40 plus. What we talking about?
Exactly.
You have nobody to talk to me.
Exactly.
So come on, dude. And he got cheated out of I feel like he should have had another MVP though.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? That's another.
And defensive player of the year, Mark Gasol winning defensive player of the year, but he made second team all defense. And LeBron made all NBA first team defense.
That was just hating right there.
That's hating, man. That don't even make sense. This dude didn't even finish as the top 5 all NBA first team, but LeBron did. Man, look.
Yeah,
We can say, look, man,
that's see, that's why he could bring his son,
yeah,
have his
exactly,
son. Say, y'all
exactly,
wanted to get me that hurt, I got y'all back. This is my guy
exactly,
right here. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? And at least he know he could retire knowing that he brought one of his sons into the league. He played with him.
Yeah,
And, fuck y'all.
right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, because LeBron has always been careful with his words,
Yeah, for sure.
which is great. You know what I'm saying? But this is the biggest, like, I don't care if y'all think he deserves it or not. I'm the man, and I'm bringing my son.
Right. Look, and we gonna leave it at that because we fathers, and again, I
Yeah,
would do the same thing for my son.
for sure. For sure.
And
Definitely
we
agree.
gonna leave it on that, brother.